It's funny because I realize that every quarter of a year, Myron Gaines does something silly to make himself seem even more foolish than he already is. And whilst it's a funny thing in hindsight to look at, you do kind of get concerned for the guy because you sit there and think to yourself, what mad brainwashing has come over you to think the way that you think? Let's talk about what he's done this time. So if you guys don't know who this guy is, Myron Gaines is, well, he was initially known to be someone who hosted a dating show or kind of a dating topic discussion show where he berated women and all types of things like that. But recently, Myron has made a shift into making political commentary. And, I always am under the belief that Myron is still a Fed to cause disruption and division between people. It was with the men versus women thing, and he successfully did that. I think now his goal is to divide the races. I think he's a part of that whole program. What we've seen is a lot of these dark-skinned conservatives, and whilst being a conservative isn't necessarily a bad thing, the definition of conservative has now changed because of these people. And what it seems to be is a self-hating ethnic person that worships the white people and thinks that they are less than and believes in that whole superior race BS.
Trying to be around niggas, bro. And this is how everybody feels. It's not just me. I'm just saying it. But everyone feels this way. Nobody wants to be around y'all niggas, bro. Because you guys are fucking idiots.
Myron, you were in MySpace the other day, and I said, you're doing a great job calling it these Jews, but, if we take this country back, we want it for white folks. And would you go home? And you said, I was born here, and I'm not going anywhere. And this is where I think the problem is with working with non-whites, is that once you think you help us, that you're just going to stay in our country. Do you still stand? Why do you Browns think you could stay in my country?
We're over here talking about a problem, then you bring it right back into, this whole white thing. Like, dude, shut the fuck up.
This whole white thing is what built this country, Myron.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Hey, you no, it's the truth. You didn't build this country, Myron. You're not from here.
Address you right now.
You're not from this country. Why do you think you can stay?
Anyway.
It's a point. I am in Florida. I'm in Florida, and I will knock you out on camera.
Be honest, I don't want to live in in the United States of America if it's not majority white. Once it becomes majority non-white, it's gonna be a much different country. It's gonna be a much different country. Well, that's just a fact. If you just look at voting statistics, how ethnicities other than white vote, this country would be totally different. So I understand the fear of white people wanting to live in a country that's majority non-white. I understand that fear wholeheartedly because I don't want to live in a country that's majority non-white because it would systematically change our country.
It's funny, like I said at the beginning of the video, because mine has been in two things, and maybe three, but for the top of my head, I can only think two. There was the one with his girlfriend that he broke up with, and he got exposed for being taken away by some guy that was just a rollerblader construction worker, showing that his whole thing about being a high value man, being the only way to attract intimacy and love from a woman was just not true. It's just fugazi BS. He also had the thing this year where he was berating black people and stuff like that. And now this time he's gone viral for another silly reason, where he has claimed, I think this is further to what I said previously, but he has now claimed that every ethnic person that lives in America or any other white dominated country, they are guests because those white people own those countries.
As a guest, right? Because we are guests here. I think
what does that mean? We're guests.
We're guests. This is not a Muslim country. This is not a Muslim country.
Oh, then you could make an argument that's a Jewish country if they control 98% of the politicians.
Oh my God, this guy.
But I mean, it's a freedom of religion country.
Yeah.
It's a secular country.
Okay,
what do you mean we're guests? I'm a citizen here. I'm not a guest.
Yeah.
No. Hold on. I'm not a guest. I have a passport. I was born here.
Of course.
I'm a birth certificate.
What I'm saying
it's my country.
Islamic faith. Of course, it's your country. But what I'm saying is that the Islamic faith is not a part of the American infrastructure.
Neither is Christianity.
It's not. This country was founded by Christians.
But it's not part of the American doctrine.
Here's the thing. Hindus, Jews, Muslims, we're all guests in America. Being honest, we all are. I'm not just saying this is as Muslims we're guests. I think.
What about minorities? Are minorities guests in America?
Like, what do you mean minorities? Like blacks and shit like that? Or
anybody not
Asians?
White? Anybody not white?
Yeah, I mean, I would say yeah.
We're also guests.
Yeah, white people built and founded this country, bro. We're all guests here.
Okay, so America is entitled to white Christians only. They're the only non-guests here. So you
They're
have to
the
be
founders.
To be a true American, you need to be a white Christian.
I never said that. I never.
You said everyone else is not a guest.
We are Americans, but we are guests here because we did not found this country. We're Americans, but like we're not the, I guess, original Americans.
Okay, so what about Europeans, like people with second-generation Europeans who came here?
Well, I'm talking about like the people here that like their family's been here for generations, fought in the Revolutionary Wars, whatever.
Okay, so if I'm a white guy and my parents immigrated here after World War II, and I'm a white Christian, and my parents are from Germany, all right?
And you came here after World War II.
Am I a guest?
I would say from a framer's perspective, if you came like you were here in the 1700s, like if you have lineage back to like the colonial individuals.
What is that, like 5% of the country?
Probably not as much, yeah. I mean, probably
so
not.
Everyone's a guest here.
A lot, yeah.
So whose country is it? It's just those 5% of people?
I would say it's America is a white majority Christian country, and we are guests here. Yeah, that's what I would say.
So
yeah.
so the only 95% of people here are guests.
Yeah, dude. Nowadays, yeah, with the mass immigration, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
95% of people.
A lot of them, yeah. A lot of them are guests.
And as you guys know from my channel, if you're new here, I'm a person who doesn't believe in this. Because for me, if ethnic people are a guest in quote unquote your own country, that's the most foolish thing to say. Because yes, maybe your ancestors were part of the construction of this country, but you weren't there. To any white supremacists or racists, you weren't there. It was your ancestors who did their part. You did no heavy labor. You did no work. You did no restructure. You did nothing. So I don't understand this whole thing about this is our country and we're taking it back and things like that. I get if your culture is being pushed out and you still want to maintain your culture. I get that. But this whole thing about this is our country is just total BS. Additionally to that as well, we also have to remember that with America, America wasn't even a white man's country to begin with. They stole that land from the Native Americans. And now the white people have taken it over. And like Sneako said in this clip right here, there's basically 5% of white people that quote unquote deserve to be in this country. Then the remaining 95% are now guests. How bizarre is that? It doesn't make any sense to me. And the funny thing about these kind of white supremacists or these racists or these people that go off the notion that we are against this country is like, it's just so weird how they try to divide different races of people, like as if like you have less rights if you come into someone else's country, like all of our lives don't matter, like all of our lives aren't equal and valuable to one another. But when it comes to supremacists that are so insecure to the point where they have to remind you every time that they're superior, even though they're not, but hey, whatever the case may be, the fact that they keep trying to say this notion is just funny to see sometimes. Like, have you ever seen like a white supremacist or a coon talk? Like the way that they talk, when a coon talks, they really worship the white man, the racist white people to the point where the racist white person can insult them from head to toe and they'll still be like, yeah, I'm a guest in the country. It's still okay. It's still okay because I'm a guest. And, you know, I'm just happy to be here. And they think by throwing everyone else in from their background onto the bus is going to get them some privileges or something like that. That's why they call a house nigger and a coon and stuff like that, because that's the kind of people they are. And then when you hear white supremacists talk, it just sounds like insecure babies. Like, we built this country and stuff like that. And it's like, bro, you weren't there. you just weren't there. And if we really put the specifics into it, well, since you guys took people for slavery, they also helped build the country. So doesn't that mean that because they labored as well, that means it's their country as well? You see, this whole thing of white supremacy or this belief that there's a superior race to another person is just BS. And I hope that anyone that watches this video doesn't fall for fugazi nonsense like this, because these people are just not that smart. They are intellectually lacking. That's what they are completely. And that's not me trying to be mean. It's just factual. If you're a human being, you know that every human being's life matters. Every human being's life is equal. So whenever this narrative comes up, you just gotta laugh. Don't ever take it personally. Don't ever sit there and just accept this kind of abuse, because whether you're a person from a different country coming to America or the UK, your life is just as equal as theirs. If you pay taxes, you deserve to be in this country because you're contributing to the country, not just here freeloading. If you have to go to work and do all the things that a normal white person in their quote unquote own country have to do, you are a citizen. It's just crazy to me because they'll sit there and expect you to pay taxes. They'll expect you to do all the things that everyone in the country has to do. They expect you to put in all the manual labor and stuff like that. And at the end of it all, they'll still say, right, we wanted all your labor. We wanted all your benefits. We wanted all your farming. We wanted all your tax. We wanted all your money. but we don't want you, so get lost. We wanted your culture, we wanted your music, we wanted your food, we wanted your everything. It happens in the UK. They want everything apart from the human being. It's just like, what? If that's the case, if you want ethnic people to go back so bad, give us back our money. Give us back our money, especially the UK. We be getting taxed like crazy over here. You get what I'm saying? The bills keep going up, the tax keep going up. Give me back my money. Give me back. If someone go run me my money if they want me to go, give me my bloody money. I'm not playing around anymore. Give me my money, man. Give me my money. And in a world where it's like you sit there, it's like when you sit there and really think of it, imagine a world where it's just like just one race. You won't be able to experience different cultures. You won't be able to be educated. Like you just become a very bland person. So I really don't understand what these people are like. At the end of the day, these racists and people that praise the racist, what it simply boils down to is a bunch of prideful, arrogant people. You got to see the spirit in them overall. When people are sat there thinking that they're intellectually smart by saying that you're less than and stuff like that and using statistics to spin things in a wrong way, you just have to sit there and laugh, man. Don't take them people seriously. No matter how much they tell you they're smart, no matter how much they tell you it's freedom of speech, no matter how much they tell you, hey, I know what I'm talking about, don't take these people seriously. I'm very glad that Sneako did all the work. See how far that Sneako grew in his career. Saw him from how immature he was to where he is right now. I think it's a worthy discussion to know that, even every content creator you see, they could have a phase in their life and they could change. And I guess a lot of people are sat there thinking like Sneako doesn't deserve to have a comeback because, well, he's done a lot of crazy things in the past. And yes, whilst that may be the case, I feel like streamers or content creators don't get the opportunity or mercy or grace to change. But at the same time, that's what comes with the career. If you're a person that's leading people or inspiring people or talking to people, you have to make sure that your P's and Q's are in order. And yes, you can change, but that doesn't mean you can do silly stuff in the process and not expect to be scrutinized. At the end of the day, people look at you and stuff like that. And to see the way that Sneako was berated a few years ago to where he is right now, it's nice to see that content creators are taking their role more seriously. Sneako's taking his role more seriously. There's more content creators out there that are checking these people because these are the kind of people that spread bad rubbish around everywhere. They spread fake news. And it's our job as good content creators to make sure that we be like, hang on. Let's bring in the statistics. Let's bring in the facts because you're just saying a bunch of BS. We live in a world where, AI and all these 2-second clips on TikTok or whatever it is are brainwashing people. You may think that, how can someone be brainwashed? But there's a lot of people that are around here that can easily be brainwashed. I've seen it. I've been jumped by racists a lot of times. It's not bothered me, but you get surprised and you realize, it's the brainwashing. So we all got to do our part to make sure that we are trying to destroy the narratives. And if you're a person that's not even a content creator, read up your facts and stuff like that. And if ever you see someone talking like this, do what Sneako did and check them on it because it's total BS. But yeah, these racists, these coons, they're never going to stop being insulted and they're never going to stop being laughed at because they're clowns, to be honest with you. What do you guys think about this whole topic in general? Do you agree with Myron? Do you agree with Sneako? Do you agree with me? Or do you have a different approach? Whatever the case may be, I'll be really interested to hear what you have to say. And that being said, God bless, take care, and I'll see you guys next video.